Good morning, Barebow Project. Back again, live, getting caught up on these wonderful live feeds. I missed them. I'm not going to lie, a little bit. I think I missed them a little bit. Hope you guys are all doing well. 1 second. Hope you guys are all doing well. There we go. Got to mute that. Oh, man. So haven't had a coffee talk in a while, and this is not boilo. It's way too early in the morning for that. Maybe depends on what the plans are for the day. This is just good old-fashioned coffee. Christmas mug. It's going to be short and sweet though, because I have a Klaus. Klaus, you know, I forgot about you and the time of day it is for you. So much love to you, man. Can't wait to see you in January. So let's see here. Hope everybody's doing well. Couple of things coming up that I'm kind of excited about. At GHA, I'm hosting an indoor competition league, and it's a 90 arrows per week league where you shoot 30 arrows of classic scoring, 30 arrows of world archery scoring, and 30 arrows on the blue and white NFAA target. I'll be honest with you, I wanted to get the most bang for your buck when it comes to practice and shooting meaningful arrows. And I think that's a great way to get comfortable shooting at all three targets, scoring all three formats, and going into the indoor season as prepared as you can be. So any of you locals that want to hop in on the league, love to have you. Anybody that's within, an hour, 2 hours and wants to travel, you only have to submit 5 scores, and it's based on your average score. At the end, we're going to award do the awards the last at the classic warm-up, which is just a 60 arrow classic scoring round. So if any of you guys want to get in on that, holler at me. You can come up and shoot whenever you're available, and even during the day if you want to. So, but on top of that, pretty excited about it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to get back to scoring. I'm shooting okay. I'm not shooting amazing. Fluctuate between like 265 and like 275 right now. So, but being this early in the season, minimal practice, I'm not complaining at all. So I'll run with it. Anyways, so the remainder of this quick conversation, because I have a meeting at 9 a.m. With a local newspaper reporter for a firehouse thing. I'm going to give you the top 3 drills that I think, if you are someone who isn't into training plans and worried about the volume of arrows you're shooting and stuff like that, the top 3 drills in no particular order that you should be doing to prepare for the indoor season, and quite frankly, you should be doing all year long in some fashion if you're not a seasoned vet per se. I think a lot of seasoned vets can get through by shooting a few rounds at like a close distance, 10 meters, 15 meters, something like that, till they start getting comfortable with the hold, until they bump back to 18 meters. Because that target size, it changes things from that 10 to 18 meters. It changes things quite a bit. So, or 9 meters, I should say, in world archery terms. Hold on 1 second. So, top 3 drills that you should be doing. If you don't know what they are, go on to our YouTube page. There's plenty of blogs and stuff like that to explain, and I'll put some of those when I put this on YouTube. I'll put the links to those in the description. But at any rate, so number 1, without a doubt, hands down, number 1, blind bell. And if anybody ever tells you that blind bell doesn't help with target panic, they're full of shit. And I'll tell you why. because blind bell now, and also understand, and we had this conversation at first flight during the seminar. I distinguish, me as a coach, I distinguish between blind bail, eyes closed, and blank bail. Blank bail is no target, 18 meters for me. Blind bail is full on shot, eyes open, anchor the whole bit, find a spot, close my eyes, and then I always have at least a 2-second pause. That 2-second pause is you reiterating the hold. So like I'm very specific about that, the way I coach and train, that blind bail and blank bail are different. They're not the same thing. So yeah, there's that. The other thing is make sure that when you're shooting up blind bail and you close your eyes, that you are not letting go when you close your eyes. You must close your eyes and hold and count to yourself 1,000, 2, 1,000, and you're not letting go of the string. You're just subconsciously allowing the string to pull through your fingers. That's that without a doubt. If there's any drill that you can do, or if you can't get to the range, you can't get practice in, go to your garage and just do that. Because again, it's a great way that if you want to get a high volume amount of arrows and you want to get a high volume of quality arrows, and you don't have the time, because let's face it, out of 100 blind bail, probably 90% of those blind bail are really, really good arrows, or maybe even higher. Out of 100 aimed 18-meter shots, how many of those are really, really good? So if, like I said, the carryover, long-term carryover, doing the drills, if that's all you can do, then just do those. That's number one. It's number one on the list, but it's not like it's not graded as far as that's the most important one, but it's the ease of access. It's a great one to be able to do it wherever. Number two, good old fashioned draw holds. I call them draw holds. I think Demer calls them long holds. He holds ridiculous amount of time. And I don't think, again, I highly doubt somebody who's a little bit more seasoned, that's been doing it for, 10 years, whatever, necessarily needs to do this stuff as maybe, and I include myself in this, the rest of us who haven't been shooting as long, although I've noticed a transition from last year to this year that I'm still much more calmer than I was in the first 2 years of shooting barebow. But draw holds in any fashion, no more than 2 to 5 seconds. And the reason being for that is that it'll wear you out when you're doing it by volume. If you're at the end of a practice session and you're going to throw some drills in there, do, I call it like a 5x5. So 5 rounds of 5-second draw hold. So it's a 5x5x5, really, letting the tip of the arrow float in the gold, below the gold, wherever your aim point is, just letting it float, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. Let down, 10-second break. Do it again. You can do that. Or you can do draw hold ladders. They're kind of my favorite. You can climb up the ladder and then come back down and start at like a 5-second, 10-second, 15-second, 20-second, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and then come back down. Or if you're not very strong, do not go to 45 seconds. So my disclaimer there is go as soon as your form starts breaking down, stop, don't go any further, come back down the ladder. You will quickly strengthen your hook. You will strengthen your holding position. The problem, the things that I will tell you, that it's going to also identify, doing draw holds and high volume draw holds, it's going to identify your form deficiencies. So if you have really poor form, as far as like alignment and stuff like that, you will not be able to do draw holds in high volume for very long. You will start getting sore. Your form will break down really quick. So, understand that not only do I like personally use that for training purposes, but I also use it for kind of like a coaching tool, because I know that if you're struggling with draw holds, good chance you're not in a good holding position. So again, we got blind bail, we got draw holds, and then I guess my number 3, if I had to pick one, my number 3 would be the best drill. And the best drill is sort of a combination of both. And you have to be super, super dedicated to your shot sequence and understanding that your shot sequence is what's the word? Like, you have to be disciplined to admit, like, that shot was not good. So what that is it's in stages. You start at 3 yards, right? And it's a combination of a draw hold and a blind bail. So you start at 3 yards, come up, shoot, aim in the middle of the target, 20-yard crawl, okay? Aim in the middle of the target. You don't have to hit in the middle of the target. When you aim, you let your 3-second aim, and you're holding, you're counting in your head, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Then you close your eyes, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. That's when you allow the string to subconsciously pull through your fingers. And then you continue to hold that form afterward. So it's aim, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Close your eyes, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Let the string pull through, finish. Hold the form. You can hold it for like a 3-second count. Shoot the next 2 arrows. Now here's the trick to this drill. You start at 3 meters. You can't move to 5 meters or yards, whatever you want to do, until you shoot 3 arrows in like a $50 size golf ball size group. You have to basically be disciplined to know that was a really good arrow, right? What's the point, or what's the carryover? You shoot those 3, say you shoot 3 great ones, you move back to 5. Shoot 3 great ones, move back to 10 or 7. You get to 7, you shoot 2 in a tight group, one's way out here, you got to do it over again. You can't move back to 10 meters until you get it right at 7. You want to move that back, right? And when you do that, you make that, and you go all the way back to 18 meters doing that drill. The carryover for that drill is that you're literally doing everything right with the shot. Again, we talk about volume. What can I do that gives me the highest amount of volume of really good arrows so that it carries over into my training? I've said it a million times. If I had $1 for every time I'd said I'd be a rich man. Just shooting scored arrows without any, just shooting scored arrows, period, is like the definition of insanity. You will slowly get better. You will. But if you want to expedite that process, you need to shoot the highest amount of of quality arrows as you can. So, especially if you're a new barebow shooter, and even maybe for some of the old heads that, come and go out of it or whatever. And I mean old heads as far as like veterans, of the sport. But so yeah, for me, those 3 are like the cream of the crop. If there's anything that you have time to do, I've said it before also, like if you just spend a month doing just drills and not shooting a single scored arrow, your whole view of competition archery and everything you're doing will change, because you're going to train your brain. And hi Nola, one of my students logged in and is watching this with her dad. Actually, it's one of my assistant coach, Mike Nair. His daughter Nola was a compound shooter. She's like 12 years old, and tons of potential in that little shooter right there. But anyway, how are you guys doing otherwise? I'm done with my part of the discussion. I got half my coffee, so you have half my coffee if you guys have any questions or comments or well, would you look at that? Gotta go. I'm cutting it off. Accident with entrapment. All right, people. Duty calls. I gotta bounce. I appreciate you, and I gotta go. See ya.